Hi everybody, my name is Jost Nickel. I wanted to tell you about the kit I have been playing at the Śląski Festival. It's a Sonor Vintage Series kit, and I normally use 3 toms, which are 12 inches, 14 inches and 16 inches. And I have to admit, I don't exactly know the depth of the shells because it differs from gig to gig really. But always have the same sizes regarding the diameter. So 12, 14 and 16, and on the toms I use a head combination which consists of Remo Diplomat heads as my bottom heads. Remo Diplomat coated, and they are very thin, which makes it easy to control the sound, the length, the sustain. And on the better heads I use Ambassador Vintage Coated, and it's different from the Ambassador Coated because the Vintage Coated is a 2-ply head, which, you know, it's a little bit like an Emperor head, but it's thinner, and so I really like the combination of these two heads. When it comes to snares, I always use an Ambassador Coated because you can do anything with it. You can tune it high or low. If you have too many, if you don't like that it has quite a few high frequencies, you can use a little bit of dampening and so on. So it's a very versatile drum head. And then on the bottom side of the snare, it's the Ambassador Snare Side. It's a very thin resonant head, especially made for snares. And then the last drum is always 22 inches, my bass drum. Again, the depth varies depending on the series I play. I tend to like bass drums that are shorter, so that, you know, if the bass drum is 22 inches and it's like 18 or 20 inches long, I don't need that to have a big sound. So I think with the Vintage Series the length is 15 inches. Yeah, I get a knot. So yeah, I might be right. So in the head I use is Remo Powerstroke P3 clear. So on the bass drum I don't use coated drum heads. I really like the extra kick, the high frequency kick that you get when you use a clear drum head. And as far as sticks go, I play Big Firth. What else? 5-piece, wood tip. Okay, and now we come to cymbals. And my choice of a cymbal brand is Meinl, and I use different series. And the problem with Meinl, the only problem, is that the names they have for the cymbals are so long that it's hard to remember them. So I'm going to use my phone and my website to tell you exactly the right model. So the hi-hat I use is a 15-inch pure alloy hi-hat, and that's the only cymbal. No, it's not right. So forget what I just wanted to say. Then I have 2 effect cymbals that I use. They are called electro stacks. They come in 2 different sizes. One is 10 inches and the other one is a little bigger, and I use the smaller one on my left side and the bigger one on my right side. They have a really short sound. I like using these when I play clinics. I use 3 different crash cymbals. One on my left side, it's called extra thin hammered crash. Let me check if that was right. Bison's traditional extra thin hammered crash. Bison's traditional extra thin hammered crash. So that's 6 words. So now you know why it's hard to remember. And on top I always have a splash cymbal, which is also Bison's traditional in 6 inches. You know, upside down, as you can see in the video. Then on my right side I have 2 more crashes. On the very right side I have a 22-inch vintage crash, also Bison's. Then the next cymbal is an 18-inch extra thin hammered. Let me check. It's called Bison's extra dry thin crash. And on top there's also a splash cymbal, which is, let me think, is it the 6, 8, or the one of them is left and one on the right. I use 2. One is 6 inches and the other one is 8 inches. And I think, yeah, the smaller one, I was wrong before. The smaller one is on my right side, smaller splash cymbal, and the bigger splash cymbal is on my left side. So 6-inch splash cymbal and 8-inch splash cymbal. And then the last cymbal I think that remains is the ride cymbal. And I really like the 22-inch Byzance Spectrum ride. It looks good and it sounds great. That's my cymbals.
How do you like the festival?
Oh, this festival is really great. It's the first time, for me it's the first time in, I don't really know how to pronounce the name right. I know I flew into Katowice, and we say, in German we say Katowice, and now it's...
Śląski Festiwal.
No, I mean the name of the town.
Oh, Chorzów.
Ah, see. I'm really bad at this. So, because when I travel, I only know when I need to go to the airport and then I fly to the right town, but I never check Google first and see, I am this part of the country, so I'm really bad at this. So, but the festival, I've never been here before, and but I've been to many festivals, and it's really very well organized. That's not always the case on drum festivals. And yesterday we did sound check, and I really felt good about the sound crew. Very important factor at a festival, at any festival. So the sound guys were really good, really professional, very fast. I had a good sound on stage. It sounded good outside, perfect. The theater is really nice, beautiful theater. I really feel good about this. So it's a recommendation to come here and check it out. But you have to be quick because it was sold out. Yeah.